Every city you burn, I'm gonna build one high.
Greetings, fellow Empyreans. I am Ashtarothi, the voice of New Eden, and it is May 10th, YC126, and this is the Eve Universe Show. Welcome, 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 welcome. If you are new, oh shoot, hold on. There, hold on. Can you link Mike's skill plan that you linked me earlier? Cool. I'm definitely ready to start right now. Welcome, guys. Welcome if you're new. This is absolutely a sign of the quality of this show. So if you like it, please like the channel. There it is. Thank you so much. Okay, this is something that I want to talk about later. So I just wanted to make sure this was ready for the stream, and then it wasn't. So at the last second, I had to get it ready for the stream. Now we are here. All right, grab your favorite cup of coffee or tea. I've got my Malro mug today. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about the buff to the event sites, and I do want to talk. I got inspired to talk about the Magic 14, and I want to give my proposal for what I would like to call the Magic 15th. Okay, so that's coming pretty soon. Ability to coordinate on the fly, level 5. We'll see. All right. But welcome, guys. Welcome. The big news of the day. Let me pull it up. We've been talking the last couple of days. I just recently came out with a video about how they need to buff the loot in the sites, and today we get patch notes. So the question is this good enough? And this is going to be a big question that I want to answer today. Let's get started. So today's patch notes, today being, as I said, May 10th, YC126, or 2024, we get increase the chance of abyssal battlefield sites dropping filaments, blueprints, and materials for the same tier. Increase the chance to discover Edencom expedition debris in Tier 4 abyssal filaments, and increase the baseline value of Tier 2 and 3 abyssal battlefield relic sites by decreasing the variance of certain loot drops. So in other words, they kinda buffed the event sites. Now, the Tier 4 combat sites are the big one. Like that, there's only a Tier 4 combat. Is there like a, oh, hold on. Because my camera's bad. There we go. All right. So that is where you would expect like the bow tie, for example. And it turns out that it was so bad, it's not even guaranteed to have an Edencom wreck in the site. That seems terrible to me. Like, why wouldn't there? Can you imagine putting together a Tier 4 abyssal filament and then them not even be an Edencom debris inside? I find that a bit bizarre. But yeah, we're going to look at the actual rewards and how they've what they now look like now that we have actual numbers to look at. But what they're saying is that they have increased the chances of the Edencom expedition debris in Tier 4, which of course the Edencom expedition debris, that's where the skins are. That's where the expensive stuff is, right? In theory, that's where the eventy stuff is. Whereas like the fireworks, the skins, the clothing, etc. Genos. Whereas on the wrecks are like normal salvage, red loot, and the stuff to build the filaments, okay? Now, one thing that is critical to pay attention to here is that we don't need a perfect system. Like, we don't need necessarily as big of a thing as a bow tie. What they've done here is, it seems like they're making it so that it's easier for you to stay on the tier that you're at, and therefore work on the next tier filament stuff, right? So, 07, thank you. So as of right now, like you could get into tier 1 and then still have to go back out to normal sites and keep doing stuff there because the tier 1 stuff won't drop enough tier 1 stuff to be able to keep doing tier 1 stuff. Same with tier 2. So, you know, it makes it so this flow forward needs to constantly be re-upped, which is kind of good. But like if you're needing to run tier 2s and tier 3s in order to get the stuff for tier 3s and tier 4s, like, which makes it easier to build the keys. So in the same way, where I would have expected a site to be worth like 100 million, 150 million, if the site is only worth 60 million, but the key is worth 20 million, now we're still kind of talking, right? Like if I can run that thing for in like less than 10 minutes, I'm making 40 million ISK plus jackpots in 10 minutes. Why am I doing that so many times? That is something I can grind on, right? That is something that people can like, oh yeah, let's just run T4 filaments as a way of making money. I still don't know if it's necessarily going to be enough or whatever, but I think that that's kind of where they're going for. So if the filaments become more, like if the filaments are cheap enough to get, then the reward on the inside does not need to be as high for it to still be profitable, right? And I think that that's the angle that they're going for here. But the 2 and 3 Abyssal Battlefield relic sites are decreasing variance in certain loot drops, which I find really weird because the tier 3 Abyssal Battlefield site, I feel, was the one site that had a pretty decent balance of reward because I got like 50 to 60 million out of. And if you think about it, for a relic site that I can just do in Dodixie, 60 million ISK is pretty good. So we'll have to see whether or not we like the results of relic sites in tier 2 and tier 3. I know a lot of people have been suggesting that they're really happy with the results, both in the amount of material to build stuff that we've been getting, and just in general, people seem a little bit happier about the results that they're getting in the sites this morning, but we'll have to keep an eye on it tentatively. I still feel it was a pretty big jump that needs to happen to get it fully fixed, but we'll see. And then fixed an issue with shackling shacks were appearing to attack twice per 5 seconds instead of once as intended. So this is interesting because apparently this basically suggests that the Leshak was either appearing to or actually was hitting twice as often as it should potentially, right? But here's the weird thing about that, okay? And I don't know if this is, we saw a behavior out of the, even the other Doctor Who stuff was fun, even if worthless is quite. Well, that's the thing. A lot of that stuff was collector's items in a way that like people actually wanted, like especially the outfits. But yeah, that's true. There was like doodads for you to collect, even if you weren't going to collect the big outfits. There was like a ton of little doodads for you to collect along the way too, which was pretty cool. Although I guess that's the equivalent of skins, but no, because they had the skins for that too. Any rate, so the thing about the shackling Leshak is that we actually observed a behavior that I've never seen in rats before, and I don't know if we saw it in Doctor Who or not, but I was being webbed by the shackling Leshak while my buddy was being damaged by him. And this was not a mistake. It was going on for a while, you know. I was clearly being affected by the web, and he was clearly taking damage from the laser. And there was nobody else on the field. No other rats on the field at the time. So I think, yeah. And normally that, I've never seen or heard of that happening before. Like, I know that there are some rats, like, or multiple rats can have multiple brains, especially in the abyss, so they'll split aggro or whatever. But the idea of a single rat putting E-War on one target and damage on another, I don't believe I've ever heard of that in EVE AI. Now, I would have to, I don't remember, yeah, well, yeah, it's like a grappler, not a web. It's closer to a grappler than a web, but that's still my point. But I don't know if in the Doctor Who event this behavior happened. I know that in the Abyss, even especially these pockets, like one of the things that's cool about the Abyss is that they have the kind of the extra resources. They've got load balancing, so they can have the AI be a bit more robust because they can, they don't accidentally risk overloading the node with AI behavior as much. So it could very well be that the battleship in the Abyssal Pocket has this capability. I don't know if any other ship ever has. I'd have to look into that. But I think that in the process of making Little Shack doing that, maybe that's what's causing it to appear to attack twice every 5 seconds, because it actually technically has 2 targets. That's what I'm suspecting is happening, or what caused this bug. That's why I brought it up. But that's just me out on nothing. So yeah, fairly small patch today, but it does make it so that this event might be a little bit more worth doing. We'll have to check on that. And then it also shows that, to those people that are like, oh, they're not going to buff it, they are continuing to adjust it. So maybe they will continue to adjust it throughout the month if this is not sufficient. Let's keep letting our voice be heard. Speaking of our voice being heard, next Tuesday, there is a mass test on Singularity. You can get 15,000 Evermarks on your Tranquility account for participating. That's quite a bit of Evermarks for free. That's at least that's almost any single emblem, and maybe even 2 of the cheaper ones, just for showing up and participating on the 9th of May on the Tranquility server. So what they're testing is they're testing the new skins. I think that, honestly, if I could make a guess, what they're doing is they have a new. So we are making improvements on how skins are handled to make the system around them more robust. Why are they doing that? Well, we're about to get custom skins, and those custom skins probably required additional improvements to the rendering engine to figure out how to apply those skins in space on the fly, right? With that, each skin as it is right now, authored by CCP, gets checked and double checked at every LOD or, whatever. And they still make mistakes. But the idea that a system has to be robust enough to work with all of the custom skins that players are going to be able to make, that will require some improvements. So I suspect that is mostly what they're testing. But that system will still need to render all skins, including CCP's skins. So they want us to go on there and experiment with it. So they're going to use our existent skins as a way of kind of testing the system. Now, the way to get into it, there is instructions here. You can basically just go to the top right of your launcher and switch it from Tranquility to Singularity. You may need to go into your menu to turn on Singularity as an option. There are rules. You cannot just do killing wherever you want. There is a very specific place to be for the test. Singularity is not a place to mess around per se. You can do basic testing and stuff if you want to test the fits or something like that, but it is not an open PvP area in the same way. You can do a /move_me command while you're there to move to various systems, including most of the trade hubs, or I think all of the trade hubs, and the systems they are going to use for the mass tests. It's also potentially a good opportunity to go check out Thera. But I do recommend people be there. I will do my best to be there, record it, and see what I have to say about it. But yeah, that's next week. And then also, production on the EVE 20th Anniversary Collector's Edition is ending, and therefore it will begin shipping in July 2024. So, still longer than I would have liked, but at least we got an update. That's it, I think, for just news today. So let's go ahead and start experimenting, huh? Actually, hold on. Oh, actually, no. I have one more thing I wanted to cover while I'm here. There is another topic I want to cover, just in case we don't get around. If I don't get around to something, I don't want to get around to doing more of the sites, because a lot of people are doing sites. I want to talk about this. So somebody reminded me of this, but I've been meaning to talk about this for quite some time. All right. Today, class is in session. Today, we are going to be talking about the Magic 14, what it is, why it's important, why it's overrated, and why I think that it should be considered a Magic 15th and what it is. But we will jump into all of that. And I do want to thank all of you guys for being here. Like the video if you like it anytime. Let's go. So what is the Magic 14? Well, obviously, just a little bit of very baseline information. EVE Online has a skill training system. These skills take time to train. Each skill has a certain multiplier, which decides how many skill points it takes. I've made videos about how skill training works. However, skills often have very limited applications for what they are for, right? Like certain piloting skills, for example. All these piloting skills, if you're not flying a Galente frigate, this Galente frigate skill doesn't matter to you, period. So a lot of skills, most skills, are situational in some way. And so the question remains, what do I train? And this is a question that gets asked a lot by newer players, right? Especially, what do I train? What do I train? And this gets asked to a group called EVE University, who makes a very nice wiki and does good classes teaching EVE Online. They were confronted with this problem for years, and eventually they came up with this solution that is known as the Magic 14. The Magic 14 are the 14 skills that are useful to you regardless of what you are planning on flying, right? So we have, nowadays they've kind of increased it a little bit. Hold on a second. One moment. Hey, thanks for that. So on our Notion, on the Convocation Notion, we have the skills Magic 14. Includes a link to the main one, but we also have this this list of all of the different skills to the amount that an alpha can train them. And down here is a copy pastable list that you can then make a skill plan into in game if you want to, for like making a blank clone or whatever. But in the end, the 14 skills are CPU management, power grid management, capacitor systems operations, mechanics, hull upgrades, shield management, shield operations, long range targeting, signature analysis, navigation, evasive maneuvering, warp drive operation, spaceship command. So going over them real quickly, CPU management and power grid management are kind of the same thing. CPU and power grid are the two major resources that your ship uses for fitting. They both increase their respective stat by 5% per level. Capacitor management likewise aids your capacitor, which is like your ship's energy or mana or whatever you want to call it. It's what powers your modules, and this increases the amount of capacitor that you have. And then capacitor systems operations is the other half of that, which reduces the amount of time it takes for the capacitor to recharge. Both the capacitor systems operations and capacitor management both assist in how fast your capacitor recharges. For more information, you should check out my major fitting guide, but let's move on. The next 4 skills are basically your tank. Remember, this is about, it doesn't matter what type of ship you're flying, as long as you're flying a ship, these skills are in theory useful to you. So this doesn't actually matter whether or not you're planning on being an armor tank or planning on being a shield tank. This is here's your hit points, right? So for armor, we have mechanics, which is armor hit points, and hull, which is hull hit points. Sorry, correction. Other way around. Mechanics is hull hit points, and hull upgrades is armor hit points, because nothing can make sense in this game. Chewy07, thank you for joining as a member. And then shield management is shield capacity per level, and shield operation is shield recharge per level. So this is very similar to capacitor management and capacitor systems operations, in the fact that they both increase how much shields per second you passively regen. Targeting, long-range targeting, makes it so you target things further away. And signature analysis allows you to target things faster. Navigation is agility, velocity, which is top speed. Evasive maneuvering is agility, which means how fast you can change your speed and vector. So how fast you get into warp, how fast you get up to speed, how fast you can turn around, how easily you slingshot, etc. And then warp drive operation reduces the capacitor need of initiating warp by 10%. So if you've ever tried to warp across a long distance system and not had enough capacitor to make it all the way across and had to go a second time, yeah, warp drive operation is the thing that helps with that. And of course, spaceship command is just 2% agility for all ships. So these are the 15 skills that are useful no matter what. Some people like to point out, well, there's no weapons or whatever, or there's not, there are definitely ships or skills that if you are going to get into mining, or you are going to get into combat, or you are going to get into something, there are other skills that should be basically on this list. One of the common ones is drones 5 or drones at all. Almost everybody will end up needing those skills, but not any role will need those skills. So that's kind of a technicality. So the problem that I have with the Magic 14 is that the Magic 14 solved a problem that experienced players had, not the problem that rookie players have. I'll explain. As I said in the history, or when we were going over it, people were asking, what do I train? And the people in EVE Uni didn't ever have an answer for them, because the game is so general. There's so many different things. It always would be just, it depends. But that means that the honest to God truth is that those people have different priorities. And yet we now have produced one single answer, and we have presented it as the answer. And this causes a couple of misunderstandings within the player base. And I think that this is best represented by when players come to me, and I'm sure there's going to be here, if you're one of these people, you missed out on an opportunity, but it ain't your fault, is what we're trying to say. But I've had plenty of people come to me, basically, all right, I got your million SP. I put them all into Magic 14, and I'm ready to go. Now what? And I can't help but be like, you have just undermined the purpose of both the million SP and the Magic 14. Because the point of Magic 14, the Magic 14 is to let you know what you can train when you don't know what else to train. If you're finished training that, then you still don't know what to train, but you've just got nothing to train in the background now. So, and at the same time, that million SP, I got to tell you guys, if you have unallocated SP, the correct answer is to just save it. Because there will be a day, there will be a moment, there will be a ship, a module, a thing that you want to do. And the only thing that's stopping you is you don't have enough skill points. And in that day, you will want unallocated SP to allocate to it. Anything that you want to allocate to, because you should have it now, just put it on your skill queue. If you need it before you manage to train it, then put in the skill points. Never allocate skill points that don't need to be allocated. That said, so the point is that the biggest piece of advice I can give you about the Magic 14 is that the Magic 14 exists as the skills you should train when you don't know what else to train, right? So especially the bigger, longer ones. Now, some of these are ones that you do want to get them done quickly. Don't get me wrong. You don't want to put off CPU management, power grid management forever, for sure, right? These are all things that are probably pretty good to get up sooner rather than later. Some of these, like long-range targeting, is maybe a little bit less priority, though, right? The key is that if you know what you want to train, that should go first, right? The thing that you need to train to do the thing that you want to do right now, that always takes precedence. This is the stuff that sits in your queue to burn through when you're not training those things, right? I have seen people be like, oh, man, I want to fit that Mollis fit, but I haven't trained the dampening skills yet. Well, that takes like 15 minutes. Yeah, but I'm training the Magic 14 right now. No. Don't train the Magic 14 at the expense of other things that you actually want to train. The Magic 14 is simply the question of what to train when I don't know what else to train. And like I said, not all of them are created equal. These engineering ones are probably the top priority with, well, let's call it the navigation ones the least amount of priority. But I would like to propose there is a skill that is missing on the Magic 14 that should be on the Magic 14, but experienced players are too scared to suggest it to newer players. And it leaves those newer players defenseless and not understanding an entire system of the game that does not get introduced to them, that is at their disposal and would be useful to them in some capacity, regardless of what career path that they take, as long as they're flying in space. And that skill, ladies and gentlemen, is thermodynamics. Thermodynamics. At one point, it was actually part of the default loadout that CCP gave to people. But they took it away from you. Thermodynamics. If you don't have it, you should train it. Biology's a good second one. That's a good one too. So here's how this works. Modules, pretty much every active module in the game can be overheated, right? And when it gets overheated, that module does better, right? If it's a web, it goes further. If it's a scram, it goes further. If it's a rep, it goes faster. If it's a gun, it either goes faster or does more. Thank you for that, bad boy. But can't stop my rant. No. Thermodynamics is the way that you get a little bit more out of your ship when you absolutely need it. I'm taking this as agreement. I'm taking you guys as agreement. Thank you to Sheesh for 5, Bad Boy Smooth for 10. So all too often, I'll get like somebody in the abyss, right? I like to say, if you're in the abyss, the solution to every problem in the abyss starts by overheating your afterburner. And the worst thing to hear in that response is, how do you overheat? Or what is overheating, right? So if I undock real quick, train wide, not deep. That's right. Anything worth training is worth training the 3 or 4. It's such an underrated and powerful skill. Exactly. This is the big advantage that people have, like good thermodynamic skills and the good timings and knowing when to overheat and when not to overheat. Now, people don't want new players to learn about this because they're dangerous. It's a way that you can get things screwed up. But you know what? New players are screwing things up all the time. They might as well screw this stuff up too and learn to use it, right? So right now, my speed is 2,626 meters per second. This micro warp drive's going pretty good. I'm pretty happy about that. Bash, thank you for the 5. So if I hold down shift and I click on this, or if I click on the green bar at the top, it'll begin overheating in my next cycle. You can see it begin to flash. Oh, shoot. I'm covering up my screen. You guys are talking about how good of a streamer I am. I'm not a good streamer. So now, right now it's overheated. All right, thanks, Tranquilla. See, the problem, honestly, was that all of the new memberships were covering that. I was covering the screen. So now, let's get rid of the alerts for now. Okay, I'm trying to make a point. So for now, right now I'm going 26, 29, right? And you can actually now see a little bit of red on my micro warp drive from the overheat. So can't be mad. I'm not mad. I just hope that you're not mad for me clearing away the thing. Anyway, so here I am overheated, and I can see that my speed is now increasing all the way up to 3766. But as it cycles, it might do damage. You can see that there's heat filling up here. My heat status on the is 64, and I didn't take damage this time either. Let's go one more cycle. I'm going to stop overheating right now. It ends, but I still took damage because every cycle of overheating, it can damage the module, right? And so now I slow back down. Even though the module is damaged, it's still functioning at 100% of its ability. So I'm back down to 2629, which is what it was before. However, if I if I open up display passive modules, what we'll find is, look, these batteries are also damaged. And the reason why is because overheating, when I overheat the micro warp drive, it has a chance to damage itself, and then it has a chance to damage one spot over, and then it has a smaller chance to, or maybe it wrapped around. I don't know why that one took so much more damage than this one. But yeah, damage can splash over like that. So that's something to keep in mind, especially when it comes to like weapons or how you place things. And whether or not you allow passive modules to be shown. Also gives you, yes, the skill for thermodynamics is pretty funny. Hold on. All right, coffee break. Thanks, bad boy. All right. Yeah, it says, advanced understanding of the laws of thermodynamics allows you to deliberately overheat a ship module in order to push them beyond intended limits. Also gives you the ability to frown in annoyance whenever you hear someone mention a perpetual motion unit. But then it also reduces heat damage by 5% per level. So that's the thing, is that... yes. Yeah. Overheating does not wrap... Well, I thought overheating does wrap around. I always hear that one way or the other. The joke is that the skill allows you to frown whenever in annoyance whenever you hear someone mention a perpetual motion unit, as if this skill is the thing that's giving you that ability. That's the joke. At any rate, yeah, it is a nice Malraux cup I have. Anywho, so the reason why players shy away from teaching newer players about this ability is because you can bugger your ship, right? Like, I can overheat this again. Dang it, I didn't bring nanite repair paste. And it did more damage. Overheat again. I was going to nanite repair paste, but I can't. Now, if I had nanite repair paste in my container, I actually could use that to start repairing this stuff, but I don't, so I'm just going to let it burn out. So, boom. So now my micro warp drive is 100% damaged. Because it's 100% damaged, it is offline. So this is why, like, a lot of people think it's a mistake to teach it to newer players, because if you leave these things overheated for too long, they do burn out, you know, whatever. But the point is that this is an edge. You either learn to use it or you don't. And the most important thing is that this is useful, as I said, no matter what, right? Everybody might need to overheat their prop in order to burn back to gate. Doesn't matter if you're a hauler or whatever. You know, every ship in the game could use overheating, even if it's just your hardeners and your tank and your prop mod or whatever. Thermodynamics. Train it, learn to like it, learn to use it, learn to not burn out your modules. Not all, I've made lots of videos about that goes over this kind of stuff. It's a little bit too extensive to talk all about thermodynamics as a skill and its effects on the modules here. But just suffice it to say, thermodynamics is an incredibly useful skill. You should train it up. You should actually train it up as far as you can. but you need to have it trained to at least 1 in order to overheat. So you have seriously gimped yourself. The difference between having 0 and 1 is huge. Like at a certain point, there are plenty of situations where you honestly don't even care if you burn something out as long as you can like finish it off. You know, would you like, you might burn out your micro warp drive, but it might be the only reason why you got back to gate in the abyss. You never know. Now, if I burn it out like this, I cannot, even if I got nanite repair paste, I couldn't do anything about it. I would have to dock up or go somewhere like a mobile depot, fully repair it, and then online it again. Okay. So once something is fully damaged, it must be, you know, online after being fully repaired, as if it was offline. Prior to that, you can always just use nanite repair paste. You can also, if you tether off of a structure, the structure will repair your heat damage as well. Newbies can't afford nanite paste. Whatever. Nope, I'm not hearing that. At least train the skill. You'll want it when you need it. All right, that's it. So I want you to share your thoughts below. Am I right? Am I wrong? Does thermodynamics deserve to belong, deserve to be among the magic 15? Or did I miss something else? Should biology be on there? Is there something else I'm missing? You know, comment down below. Let us know. And otherwise, thank you guys. And thanks to Bad Boy Smooth and Sheesh and Tranquilla and all you dudes and all of you for watching the show and sharing this with other people in order to raise literacy of online. That's what we're here for. I've been Ashtarothi, the voice of New Eden. And until next time, I'll see you in space. All right. Don't go. Hey, Matt. I mean, like the stream, that's true. But don't go. All right. Also, if you says heat doesn't wrap around. I think I actually, man, all I know is that I can never remember either way. All right. Let's, is Thran's here? Yeah. Using my own system. T2 relic, please. Clap hands to get you to come back on stage. No, wait. Oh, no. I don't want everything. Oh. Hey, thanks, V-Rod. Just a Tech 2 hacking relic. Maybe a combat relic, a combat site too. Who knows? If he's even listening. Either way. All right. Well, those are both combat. So let's try combat. All right. I've been meaning to test this for a little bit. Let's find out if this this old Mauler will do T2 combat solo. Prepare your pop mod. Yes. No T2 hacking ready? That's fine. Get repair quote. I already did. Right? Hold on. Hey, coming through for me. All right. Devastated. Infomorph 1, Cybernetics 3, Biology 3, Thermo 4 should be in the Magic. You know, those are all solid arguments. Yeah. What was that? To Archer? Who's Archer? Did I miss somebody? Black Glass is good. I actually disagree with the whole like, oh yeah, see look, hold on. Even though I repaired my prop mod, it is still offline. So I still need to online it even though I repaired it. That is a piece to this. I actually disagree, Draco. I think that things like the Magic 14, even things like power grid operation and CPU operation, like these are important things to teach players concepts of the game, right? Like the idea that you run out of CPU, but this problem can be trained by training the fifth rank of this skill that you have. Like that is like a thing that a player can go through, if that makes sense, to learn something about the game that they might not otherwise get. That's why I think that, like, for instance, I don't think that they should necessarily give you thermodynamics, but they should, uh, like, teach you it in the process of the newbie experience. But I actually learned a lot of this game, and I know a lot of people that did. I mean, one of the original ways to learn the game is to literally just go through the skills and read what they do, and then ask yourself, okay, well, what does that mean? Oops. I keep doing that. Hold on. Worse than normal today. No, the literature will work. The literature will work with Black Glass. Yeah, Bio 3 is, you know, I should make a video of like, here's the skill CCP doesn't want you to know about. Get the most out of your accelerators. This looks awful. Hold on. I feel like I'm looking over. All right. Does that sound good? That sound good? Can I not hit it? Is that gonna happen? We'll see. Literature in Black Glass recently, and I will have 45 relic strength instead of 35. It is huge. Yeah, 45 versus 35 is really big. I mean, it's 30 to 40. The 5 doesn't really matter in this case, but yeah, it's still big. Oh, hey. So, onlining the afterburner or micro up drive. Well, Jonathan, they're supposed to be switching from the attribute system to a more like you train into your unallocated system, but they haven't done that yet. So I'm just going to make a new safe while we're here. So I'm just going to pick a random planet that's far away. Control B. I've been hacking since long before Black Glass existed, so yeah, I do. Oh yeah, that is actually one of the pieces that I wanted to show off. Uh, all of that for nothing. Mike Azariah does have. I closed it. Has a series of Magic 14 skill plans. There it is, Mike's skill plans. So we have like the armor base one, the shield base one, speed, targets, explorer. So that's Mike's skill plans channel has all of these linked. So those are that for those of you who are interested in that. After the buffs today, I ran a T2 and a T3 relic abyssal filament and got 200 million. Ah, I already have loot in here. Hold on. I'm so dumb. Yeah, that's a good question. Was the 90 million in loot the eating com can? I'm actually, I don't know. I really want them to have buffed up this loot enough, but I'm so cautious at this point. There's people in our local or in our. Are you Sarah? In the relic sites, can you come across any drifter wrecks? No. I don't know what, if anything, to read into that. I'm in the wrong station, I think. Am I? Yeah, I don't care. Whatever. So we're going to try a tier 2 hacking filament first. These are actually pretty easy to get. It's a good question. I mean, there are a lot of dead Zenitras. It's kind of questionable about what they use to kill those things, huh? Yeah, that's true. From darkness comes light. Well, I mean, actually, as far as like the quantity of filaments, because we've been collecting our stuff together, like I have more than enough of all of the base materials at this point. I don't run out of anything besides S level stuff now. So I do want to talk a little bit about my strategies when it comes to hacking. So my general goal is to get to the opposite side of the hacking can. And I'm looking for specific things. So this area here is all magic, or magic 14. This is all rule of 6 stuff. In other words, any node that's completely surrounded by other nodes, those are my highest priority to go to. And I'm looking for 2 1s next to each other. So 2s are fine. Okay, 1, but this is 2, and this is 2, which means I know that it has to be one of these two. It's probably that one, but let's go ahead. Oh, it's both of them. So 2, 2. That's a wall, so that doesn't count. 1, 1. So now it's either there or here. It's here. And I need that one to kill this. That's easy. And now I have a rule of 6, right? Now I could just attack this if I want to. Right now I easily could, or I could try to find, nope, that cache doesn't work. So I just break through it, and then we look for the core. 1, 1, so it's either there or there. It's on the opposite side. Boom, there's the core. So 5s tell you it's nowhere near it. Double 1s tell you it's adjacent to both of those. Keep an eye for ones coming together in pairs. Watching a bunch of people, that's one of the mistakes I've been seeing the most, is people will see 2 1s and they won't go and try out the thing that they're next to. Suppressor. Suppressors have to die right away. That also means I'm in a very dangerous site. So I want to be kind of careful. 1 1 up, regeneration node. So what's interesting is that 1 1 1 means that both this and probably this, but definitely this and one of these 4 is good. So let's go there first. Oh wait, no, that's not what that means. It's there. So it's there and there. There it is. I guess we could switch to this one. It's a little better, usually. Over my camera, which is whatever. So, once again, there's a lot of rule of 6 stuff over here. I can clear out that, but this 5 means that this whole area is bogus to me. So I don't care about anything up there because 1, 2, 3, none of this area has anything of value. So, unfortunate. If I go to 95, I still have to hit it twice. Otherwise, I need to hit it 3 times. I'm just going to... Oh, nope. All right. Spike. Always keep spikes like they're going to save your life. Do not waste spikes ever. What is going on? What do you mean? So 5s, I want to get away from this area. 2, 1, I can go here. So it's 1, 1. So here, oh, nope. So now I know that this is something, which it is. And that also means that there's something else here, which is 2 here. So it's there. And it's just a cache. 2, 1, 1. So there or there. Ah, there it is, core. Is this useful, me talking through it? Control Shift, click, 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 click to make all of the ones that I've already done go away. I'm a bit behind in the video, so the comments is going to be out of place. But I think weapons upgrades and advanced weapon upgrades should be added to the list of essentials. They open up a lot of fits. I agree, but the problem is that those imply that you fit weapons. Definitely helpful. Excellent. Especially these harder cans that actually give you something to talk about. All right. So once again, like this whole bottom area and right area has some good rule of 6 and far away from my home node. That's where I'm going to be heading. I saw 2 there, so it couldn't have been that one, and it had to be that one. 2, 2, 1, 1. But this was 2. So it has to be this one. Spike. Good. Not good. Okay. So I could be tempted to use my spike to break through the 60-40, but that would be a mistake. Now here's the fun thing. It takes just as much damage to get through this as this at this point, because it would take me 3 hits to do this. So I take 40 damage total. This takes 2 hits. It does 40 damage total. That's the weird thing about these 90-20 Rex. I'm actually going to just break through here. Two. Huh. I guess I'm not wasting a spike anymore. There we go. How's the updated loot feeling? This is my first doing a site because I was talking about other stuff. But so far, multiple people have reported good reports. I've heard nothing but good reports this morning. I do think that it's odd because I don't think the relic sites were the sites that had the biggest problem with there needing to be rewards in the loot. But we'll have to see what the tier 4 looks like. I was thinking the other night that, like, one of the best ways to solve it, I think, would just be to increase the amount of Triglavian encrypted data that came out. But the more given the fact that you guys are doing the new resources as a commodity, it'd be kind of interesting if the dots, all the entangled bits, were also commodities, so that way people could just sell it for a certain amount of loot instead of making keys with it, which would also drain out the doodads and make it more expensive. I don't know. But yeah, we were talking about all the news first, Satonia. Forgetting Curses has a special skin now? Wait, what? This is not new? I don't see anything new. One, get the shield, go through the rule of 6 nodes, keeping an eye on the numbers. Oh, rule of 6. And this was a 1, so I'm going to go here and then go down. There it is. Bada bing, bada boom. The e-girl skin has been in the game for some time. Awesome. Oh. Right, I was asking if you were the same person that was in Corp. Because Sarah in Corp was also just talking about how much they've made today. I just wanted to make sure you weren't the same person. And I was reading that as properly 2 reports, not 1. So that 5 means I don't want to be anywhere near here. So that means there's 1 over here and 1 over here. Ah! No, you're not the same person. Okay, great. So then I've had multiple reports today that the loot has been quite good. And wait, hold on. I mean, 73 million ISK worth of loot is pretty good. A lot of that is in the dots. So, like, I think a big piece of this still is the fact that the entangled bits didn't have any value before. But even so, like, if I only look at this as being like 7 million ISK worth of loot, which is not much, but if you think about like it being a T2 hacking site, like 10 million ISK seems pretty okay for a hacking site that you can run on demand. Given I'm not even done yet. Oh, hold on. Oh, Incursus test fix. It's just the Intaki. I imagine that that's for testing the new Skinner system or whatever, and it just happened to get that piece of it happened to sneak on. That's pretty funny. One. How do you test the new Skinner system? We don't. There it is. Everything I've seen is people are saying that, like, the payout is, like, better. Now, part of that is because there's more doodads dropping, which means that the filaments are cheaper, which means the reward you get is worth more comparatively because it's easier to get the filaments to grind them. Faction Warfare hacking pays about 10 million per quarter, so totally safe hacking site paying 7 is okay. That's true, and that's actually pretty good. Although I would say like a hacking can have more than one. It usually have 2 or 3, but it also isn't guaranteed, and you have to hunt for those sites. So you could make more in an hour. Like the fact that you can just grind hacking is probably the biggest advantage here. But like, also I will say I'm a big fan of hacking, but like this happened to me during the Doctor Who event. Like, there's a reason why hacking gets broken up by large periods of time, like exploring, right? Like, you do too many of these things in a row, and the grind becomes real. Whatever. Hey, perfect. I do think that it still could pay out more in the form of commodities, like just so that therefore there's enough of a baseline. Oh, let's go through the wall. So I've been talking about this to other people, and I feel like it's difficult to explain it. So I'm just going to demonstrate it, which is that, like, I went through the wall. If I go straight back through the wall, I'm going to be like doing this back and forth thing, right? So if I go in from a shallower angle, I now have more control over my situation, and I can get to the can coming in at an angle that when I shoot past it, I don't go through the boundary as clearly. See? It's a little bit more controllable. Because you retain the same direction. So if you're going straight, you're going straight in, you're going to come straight out. If you go like, if you come in at a shallow angle, then you're going to come out at a shallow angle. Perpendicular versus tangent. Yes. So 82 million estimated in my cargo after that. With dang it. So yeah, 8 million worth of other stuff. I was kind of explaining how to how to try to not get sucked into the can that's right next to the boundary. How to not continually go back and forth across the boundary in order trying to get to that one can. Now then. How accurate are the entangled material prices now? I have no idea. Probably wrong. F-33 is at 55,000. I imagine that the prices are going down too since the supply is increased. F-33... F-33 is estimated at 133,000 and it's at actually 55,000. So it's a little less than half of its actual of the value. It's actually not bad. This says it should be 343,000 and it is 218,000 sell. So, half to better than half. Hold on, let's look at one of the important ones. S133 is down from 1.6 million per unit to 55 to about $1 million per unit. And this is Doe-Dixie. This isn't even the main trade-up.
Commuters are advised. Protests are currently disrupting promenade traffic. Visit the promenade to witness our democracy in action.
All right. Let us jump in. Are you using those salvage materials for manufacturing or selling them? Nothing yet. So this is the wrong one. All right. So we'll have to see whether or not this works. It's going to be fun. I don't know. I haven't tried the smaller solo in a T2 yet. We get to find out together. See if I have any login drugs or anything that I can use. I have a Halcyon R5. I'll do it. I'll go with the B3. That's more realistic. Let's go with a small turret booster. Capacitor booster? Why not? Redeem. All right, now I'm all drugged up. Let's go. Don't do drugs, kid.
Warp drive active.
Are you using... Oh, yeah. Where did I get all those Master Arm cerebral accelerators? People using my login, my code. What's funny is that like when people use we have like a list of like 30 plus people or something like that. That's on my cool list of cool people. And so when somebody uses one of the login codes on the here, it gives it to one of those people. And those are the people that like do staff positions and other stuff within the convocation and for the show. Either way. That's a T3. That'd be a different experience. We would learn a different lesson if I did that.
Drive active.
Oh, good, he saw it. Yeah.
Docking permission requested.
That's why you always double check everything as you go.
Docking request accepted.
Vicious. There it is. I got it. I got it. I got it. Okay, fine. Here's two. How to immediately die. How to activate the wrong filament. Actually, the lesson would have been always double check your filament. Good thing I didn't. Good thing I already learned that a while ago. When I yeeted into dark with... I was running the Abyss with CCB Burger. And we were going retributions. And I accidentally brought us into a dark instead of an electrical. That was fun. Sorry, yeah, almost died in a dark. Supposed to go to an electrical. Almost died in a dark. Because retributions don't do as good in a dark if they're designed for electricals, as it turns out. Somehow we still managed to make it. Okay. Ready? Die. First thing I gotta do is get my bearings. I'm gonna hold down C and click on the turrets. That turret has a speed cloud and no slow cloud, so I'm gonna head that direction first. Overheat afterburner to get moving. Then lock up the rats. These smaller rats are the ones that I'm going to need to be focused on first. This is why I like the micro warp drive. Okay, now with one down, I have a lot more control over the situation. I'm far away from the drifter, and I can stabilize a little bit. There's a new rat. My goal is to try to kill this rat before I get through the cloud. We'll see how fast it gets to me. Probably not. Now that I'm going fast, I'm going to pay attention to the gate. As soon as I see the gate, as soon as I see that it's point of no return, I'm not going to get away from the gate. I go towards the turret and start spam locking it. Boom, And turret dead. And that's it. That's most of the site. Has everybody in comments why the boss has significant damage done to it already? Yeah, it's because like all of the battleships that we encounter in the Abyss have previously encountered conflict. These guys are fighting each other. It is interesting that all of the wrecks are trig and we see drifter sentry towers for the first time in the Abyss. Potent Capsuleer Day booster. Not too bad. Well, yeah, we also don't know what caused these pockets to collapse and spit their contents into K-space. So it could be that the actual trigger are firing off a device or using a thing that's causing this to happen. Big wave. Need to blow them down. I'm gonna head towards the speed cloud just so I can get some moving. Now I need to get closer to this guy. And then he's going to just jump. Glad it fixed. Huh. That's yikesy. Y'all awake yet? I'm trying to come in from a side that'll push him sort of away from the wall. There we go. Now I'm tight. And I've got him away from the wall. Boom. Perfect. So now I'm between the wall and the drifter. The drifter will move away from me and thus the wall. And we might actually win this. There you go. It was. Sorry. This is tier 2. Now it's mostly just about wrangling the drifter into the correct position while I kill it. I gotta take out the sentries first. Yeah. Yeah, the sentries do so much damage. So much damage. I'm doing, by the way, for those of you who don't know, I'm doing all these camera movements because that's how I'm doing my manual piloting. Checking to see where the gate is, and then I'm trying to put myself in between, or make it so the gate is in between me and him. I'm almost done with the drifter, but I still want to finish off preservers first. That was a mistake. Oh my god, another rat. I'm gonna just ignore this one though. There we go, dead. $22 million ISK with 9 million in red loot for a T2. Done in 10 minutes. So, million ISK per minute for T2 solo, not bad, actually. Theoretically speaking, that is not a terrible way of making your ISK. And again, that's only the red loot. That's ignoring everything else. In the end, I got 100 million ISK estimated. We'll have to see how much the potent Capsuleer Day Cerebral Accelerator is actually worth. $70 to $72 million for the potent. Nice, so it is about right. Potent is +8 to all attributes.
Warp drive active.
All right, pretty cool. Malik, do we want to try a T4? Okay. Unless somebody else wants to try a T4 with me.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
My fit, I actually stole this from the Doctor Who event. I know there's a lot of people running around with like the Vexor and stuff, and it's probably fine, and the Stabber's good. But this is just the one I had built, and so I was going to use it until it died, and it hasn't died. No problem. What you want next? I think that we are going to try the tier 3 and tier 4 combats. If you want to give me one of each of those. And if you have a tier 3 hacking, I can do that in the meantime. Yeah. If you got a T3 hacking in the meantime, there we go. Did my cat just fall off the bed? I don't know what that was. I'm gonna go check. I still hear. What's going on? I think she did, because she's totally got that look that a cat has when she's when they've just fallen off of something and is trying to act like it was totally where they've fallen is exactly where they wanted to be this whole time. Let's go see what a T3 filament does. So last time we got 60 million or so in an electrical filament, or in the T3 hacking, two times in a row. Oh, let's hold on. We got to sell materials.
Docking request accepted. Warp drive active.
How far are you guys through this? I know some of you guys have finished this already. I'm kind of pacing myself, not rushing it per se. Oh no, now I need to kill a turret. I should go do another T2. Is anything interesting going on this weekend? Do we need to make something interesting go on this weekend? No Edencom wreck this time. Wow. All this room for activities. Oh. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, good. 120. That is sleeper, rare, difficulty, red loot, or red can. Right there, baby. Those things are rough. Mother's Day weekend. Oh, that's a good point. There you go. $60.40. So again, 90-20 is the same as 60-40 now. If I had black glass, the 6040 would be like trivially easy. Once I got my head around it, it's been the most rewarding as far as gameplay, but not massive risk. But what the hell? Well, I mean, hopefully now if you did it, any more that you do this, it'll only be more valuable. And the doodads, the thing is that the more people feel like it's worth running the keys, the more the doodads are going to be worth something. So it's like the fact that there's more doodads around, and that's pushing down the cost, hopefully will be offset by the fact that people find it more valuable to just do it in the first place. But we'll see. You know what I want to know out of this whole event, though? What the hell is a single thread of space-time? How do you put it in a jar? What does it mean to have a single thread of space-time in a jar? That isn't how things work as far as I know. Why'd I do that? I knew it wasn't there. The door is a jar. The jar is a door. Nanomachines. An isolated thread of space-time. What does that mean? I shouldn't mess around. This is a hard can. 90-10 regeneration node. Screw everything to do with that. One. Ha 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 ha. Get owned. 2.4 million in a single can. I'll take it. I will take it. Well, even if it was like a single string, that's one thing, but it doesn't seem to suggest that. That would be like a single quanta of energy. And that's fine. But that isn't what it seems to be describing. Like, most of the hand-wavy sci-fi-ness of Eve is actually, like, rooted in some good stuff. But, like, I've looked into a lot of physics. I know space-time has fabric, as it were. And you can think about it in terms of threads, but like an isolated thread of space-time, I have questions. $26 million in a single can? Wait. Yeah, 20 million in logic circuits in a single can. Okay. All right. That'll do. And the ends have to go somewhere. Right, but what... How do you put one of them in a jar? And why do I need 60 of them? But where are the Geno implants? Man, I am legitimately glad that the Genos are not the only source of like big ISK, because they won't the Geno market would not survive that. It already hasn't. 60 thread count sheets. Nice. Got to make those nice silk microfabric FaceTime sheets. Urgh. Oh, hey. I'd give you guys the strategy I'm using on these harder cans, but a lot of it's actually just ending up me being lucky a lot. So maybe I'll look at the next one a little bit closer. Oh yeah, I'm doing D-scan like that does something. All right, so over here's good. There's a little bit up there. I want to get over here on this right-hand side. So let's see. I'm going to go up first. 3, 4. So now I'm in this section. So now I can clear out this whole area. 2, 1. So this, there we go. What's the plan, sir? Pray our luck holds. Exactly. But where are the geckos? I gotta say, I was skeptical from the beginning about the geckos. And I was gonna kind of hum and haw about it if it ended up being true. Alright, I can just ignore that one because I can just rule of 6 this whole area. Doesn't matter. Yeah! Or Holler 5 finished. Nice. We'll be learning more about the ships next week. I have questions. They will be answered, hopefully. All this rule of 6 area over here. Oh, 1, 2. Okay. Bingo. Never touch the walls if you can avoid it. So far, 70 million. With 40 million of it coming from not the dots. Or, you know, from like just standard loot. I still have a few more cans to hack. Gonna break through that. That way I can clear this area out. Because I had a relatively low number and I needed to clear out that area anyways. You know, that's why I broke through without waiting to find other vectors. Because I was pretty sure I'd get something in return. Three, 1, 5. Okay, so it is here. $7 million in that can. If the cans blow up when you fail, it would make these hacking sites better. They do blow up when you fail them twice, but not damage you. I do think it might be interesting. It would have been interesting that if you fail to hack, some rats spawned. Not like a bunch of them, just a couple of the like the drones or whatever. So that way you can get a little bit of combat in, and like an Astero or a Navy issue frigate could do something. Also, I think Dutch might be around this weekend to do something. If I remember correctly. Oh, I do need to put out the survey still, and I'm going to put out a survey to members, because I want to do a members only stream probably next week, but I want to put out a poll as to what kind of stuff I should stream for the members only stream. It can't be Eve. So we'll do something else. That was a weird hack. Another intact armor plate. Yeah, the treacherous combat is drones and a Kiki. Oh, never mind. Dutch is busy. Well, then we got to do something. I know we should be doing some home fronts or something like that tonight. Maybe we'll do more home fronts this weekend. Yeah, the drones, there are several swarms of drones that work for the Triglavians. That's been true for as long as we've had Triglavians. In fact, we saw drones supporting Triglavians in space before we even saw the Triglavians themselves. Ooh, 90-20 in a rule of 6 position means there it is. Pretty sure Duchess, no one's dead. You're... Uh-oh. Ah! Wow, that was a little bit more sketchy, but pretty simple. Turn the camera towards the Drekovic. Point the other direction. Oh yeah, there's the boundary. Go over here to the Zernitra first. So doing the rule of 6. Also 2-2-1 means this one is it. Oh, hey, look at that. $19 million. Although mostly in the doodads. They investigated and found them to be useful. One of the clades. Yeah, it was Velez. My theory is that it was actually the rogue drones that gave the Triglavians filament technology in the first place. 2-1-1. So I can actually kill this one because I know I can get that wrench and it gives me my health back. But I still need to break through the 50-40, which I'll do with the Kernel Rot. There it is. I do like the Zenitra Rex. They're hard to... You bounce off of them instead of flowing straight through them. Man, look at all that rule of 6. And that's kind of the interesting thing, is that like the more complicated, the higher the tier of the site, the more likely the rule of 6 will play into it. Suppression nodes must be destroyed immediately. Well, that was weird. Like 3 wrong guesses and then found the core. Do I play Stellaris? I do play Stellaris. Suppression node plus regeneration node means you're dead. Like, you could theoretically, like the next thing you get is the core and you still have enough to get it. Then yeah, you might not be 100% dead, but you're pretty much dead. I'd say... Hold on, actually, let me finish this can. Rule of 6. That was a wall, so that doesn't count. So of these 3, this one breaks through the most. So I'm going to go through here. Hey, good. $16 million in this one. Mostly in S158s, which is fine. I need those. Cool. So if we look at the loot and we remove the doodads and my probes, so 63 million, so it's worth as much, a little bit more than it was before. But then on top of that, we have a lot more of the doodad pieces. Yeah, Triglavians tend to store their information, at least temporarily, on the skins of black holes. Like on the, yeah, on the event horizons.
Warp drive active.
I think it's the
Docking permission requested.
Triglavian Transcaster Datacaster. No, it's not that one. Well, no. I kind of am counting the entangled items, but I was comparing it to the last time I was doing it, which was when they were all counted as 0. So I was also looking at only the value of the stuff minus the entangled bits. I was looking at both prices. All right. Is Malik here? Here, let me hop into the on-air channel. Okay. Hold on.
Hello.
Hi. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Cool. Okay. You are in your turret shooter?
Yep.
Okay. So since he's going to be fit to go after the turrets predominantly, I'm going to go into my tanky one. Wait, I need to get the filament. You don't have the filament, right?
Correct, I do not. I think I gave you all the filaments I had.
All right. Well, I've got one T3 and one T4 in my cargo hold, so let's not die.
Warp drive active.
What's needed? Nothing. We're good. Oh, shit. No, I need to go back.
Uh-oh.
When I stripped everything, quote-unquote, unnecessary out of the ship, I must have stripped out the nanite repair paste.
Yeah, that's kind of necessary.
Yeah.
Warp drive active.
So we're going to do a T3 and then a Tier 4. I'm good except for the fact that I'm not good. I'm good in all of the ways that I'm not bad. Enemies of the Galente Federation. We will stop you, chicken fingers. Or chicken dinner. Whatever his name was.
Docking permission requested.
That was funny.
Docking request accepted.
Let's bring another 100 nanite repair paste. And while we're here, speaking of nanite repair paste, we might as well repair the actual ship. Wait, hold on. I do have cap boosters. Okay, never mind. Like an idiot, I'm going to reload in space, which takes forever.
So bad.
Warp drive active.
At least I'm saying it out loud. Held set up right. Right. All right. All right, T3, ready?
Ready.
Now, when we land, the secret is that I'm the first person to move when we land. That way I get the vast majority of the initial aggro. And then he moves shortly after, giving him freedom to be able to try to kill the turrets while I desperately try to live. And I have started moving. I'm going to just start out overheating my afterburner. You have the drifter.
Yeah. That's fine.
No, I have it now. And now all of the turrets are dead. And that's it. Easy peasy. You want to go get the scout cache, or should I?
I can go grab it.
New rats? Damage back on battleship. The reward in the hacking site seemed pretty good. Lots of more materials, which is going to make making the keys a lot easier, which is really good. Not 100% convinced it's quote-unquote good enough, but...
We got,
so far, so
like,
good.
the bare minimum from that can.
Nice! We got a new hat, guys. Why are you zooming in like that? I was doing fireworks for you. What? Oh, I see. I tend to like to be zoomed in when I can be. Especially when I'm actively piloting. I change my perspective a lot. Let's go. Do I ever use the first person cam? Never. It's nauseating, if nothing else. Even when they introduced it, CCP was like, we don't know if anybody's ever going to need this or use it or it's ever going to be good for anybody, but just in case, here it is. 25 million ISK worth of loot, 17 million ISK in the red loot alone. For a T3. I'd still like to see a little bit more than that. I'd like to see at least like 30 million guaranteed in a T3.
And we did get a level 3 SVCT scan booster, but...
Right, but I'm talking about, when I say guaranteed, I'm like the red loot,
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
commodities, the stuff that you... All
No,
that
I
other
was
stuff is kind
more
of
reporting
jackpots of sorts.
what was valuable from the Edencom can.
That's fair. First person cam and 3D goggles. Hook it up to your controller, so that way you can manually pilot it too. Alright, you know the drill. We don't get, not you don't know the drill. I'm making it up right now, but we don't get to this loot. We don't get to keep this loot unless we can survive the T4. Because we're not putting this stuff away. We're just gonna go straight into it. I'm gonna right click, repair all my modules while we're here though. Why not?
Reload.
Take my sip of coffee. What's reloading?
Your nanites?
Oh no, I didn't use that one.
Oh, okay.
Laughs in Amar. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Same drill, same drill. I'm going to move first and hope that I get most of the aggro, and then he's going to try to kill some sentries. There's going to be 8 sentries, I think, total.
Yep.
Which is silly and crazy and ridiculous, and I hope we live. I'm just going to pre-overheat my afterburner, actually, now that I think about it. No, I'm not, apparently.
Oh, that's
And
a lot of...
Jesus, fuck.
Sure to get those frigates.
I'm going. Fuck, I'm webbed, I'm webbed, I'm webbed, I'm webbed, I'm webbed, I'm webbed. Alright, I'm fast, I'm fast, I'm fast, I'm fast. I'm in hull. Nope, I'm dead. That's a lot of guys. Oh, Malik.
It's all on me now.
Nope, I'm about to get potted. At least
Right.
that's something.
Guns are down. And javelin.
Don't pod me.
I'm not potting you.
Not you. I have... Oh, Jesus, fuck. Good luck, man.
Jeez.
Good luck, man. I'm tanking them. I'm tanking 2 of them for you. I'm doing my part. I'm in hull.
Go.
Can I get to the speed cloud in time? No, not even a little bit. Okay. I have nothing to overheat. You got this. Pop.
Oh, there are 2 Edencom cans here.
Oh. What?
Yeah, there's a expeditious and a scout.
Interesting. I knew that.
I'm out of nanites. Yeah, no, we knew the Trig one was going to be harder.
Rough. Well, I'm finally free of that fit, and I can go work on a different fit instead.
Yeah, guys, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. There's just way too many drones.
All right, well, fuck. That was a huge swarm. That was huge.
There's like 20 of them.
And then the second one pops out. Like, what the hell? All right, guys. Are you dead?
Yep, I just died.
No, but I don't think anybody runs T4 solo. I was surprised that Malik lived that long, too. All right, on that note, perhaps we'll return to do this again next week, or we'll have other things to talk about. We'll find out. Either way, I've been Ashrothi. I've been playing this game since 2010, talking about it since 2012, and I'm here to put even into context for you, my fellow Empyreans. Thank you guys so much. No, he did not make it. He died. Thank you very much, Malik, for that experiment. Thank you to all of you guys for your support and for hanging out, liking the stream, watching the stream, sharing the stream, all that stuff that you do. You're all my heroes. But if you are interested in coming and joining us, the Convocation of Empyreans, maximizing player engagement EVE Online, or just ask some questions, you can join our Discord. And if you haven't gotten your free million SP yet to fast track your progress in EVE Online, it doesn't matter how old your character is, you can use the link down below or in the chat in order to get your free million SP. With all that said, I have been Ashrothi, the voice of New Eden. And until next time, I'll see you in space. Buy merch!
Bring on the wrecking machine. For every city